Hi, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm really surprised that I was selected to be on your live.
I take the first two that come up. And your first name is?
Ruby,
Ruby. Okay, Ruby, how are you? How
I'm
old are
well,
you? How
thanks.
old are you?
I'm
How old
27.
are you? And then the other lady that just joined. What's your first name?
My name is Tay and I'm 23.
23.
Yeah.
Okay. So, rent or own? What do you ladies think?
Um, for right now, a rent, and then eventually work towards owning when
Mm.
I can, build up my my financial portfolio to be able to, you know, make enough money and like use other people's money in a sense like of like credit and things like that.
You
But
said your
also,
name is you said your name is Ruby?
yes.
Okay, hold on. The 23-year-old, I'm gonna come right back to you because it's struggling right now. So, why do you think your money matters to men?
I think it has a role to play because they want to make sure that they're not just going to be like left with all the baggage or having to like worry about, like everything.
Okay.
And yeah, and I don't really, what's your next
Okay.
question?
Well, do you have any kids?
I do. I have two children. I have two girls.
How many years apart are they?
A year and 3 months.
All by this different fathers or the same father?
Same father.
How long were you and the dad together?
Um, it's pretty interesting because I kind of started messing around with him when I was really young at 14. And then I had my first daughter at 17 and then my second daughter at 19. And
Okay.
we weren't really in an official relationship, just to be like really honest. We were more so like messing around. And then like
Wait. How can you not be in an official relationship and got whole babies?
so this is how it started off. It started off like just like us just, like messing around and then like I had very low self-esteem at that time and things like that. And so I kind of like let him control me. And yeah, then I ended up with two girls and I was like trying to do like, I really tried to do the whole family thing with him and like work with him and but I just realized that, it was better off just me, being on my own with my two girls
Okay.
because like it didn't serve
Did,
me or my daughters to be in a
did,
relationship
did you go
with
to college?
yes, I was in I did a couple
Did,
years of college.
so, how tall are you?
I'm about like 5'5", 5'6".
Dress size?
Excuse me.
Dress size? Dress size?
My dress size. Oh, I'm about a medium.
What number would that be?
Dress size? What do you mean?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
like about like a size 8.
Okay. First of all, you're definitely a single woman because you
Yes.
got the single woman tell, that damn smoke detector.
Mm-hmm.
How do you live with that?
Um, the way that I've been living with just being a single woman is
No,
like,
no, 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 no. Specifically, the smoke detector that keeps chirping. How do
oh,
you live with that?
can you just elaborate more on like what do you mean by the smoke
It
detector?
it it keeps going beep.
Like red
You know,
flags? Are you
that
referring
that
to red
smoke
flags?
detector that's beeping in the background. There's a
Oh.
smoke detector.
Um,
It beeps every 30 seconds and it goes beep.
I don't hear anything beeping. Did you just hear it again? Because I don't hear anything.
Wait for it. Told you guys they don't hear it after a while. There it was.
The beep. Oh,
Yes.
there it is. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I have to replace my fire smoke
Oh
detector
my God.
batteries. Ah, yeah, maybe that's what it is. Okay, so I
See,
just noticed it and maybe I've become
you,
immune to
you
it.
you didn't notice it.
I didn't. I
And it's
didn't.
and it's the first. It's one of the first things men notice about you ladies because a man would not sit there with that thing beeping like that. Every 15 seconds, it beeps.
Okay, noted.
And you've got to, and my point is, guys, the things that we notice, they don't notice. They get comfortable. Beep, it just beeped again. And she didn't even notice it. She didn't even know what I'm talking about. She's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Okay,
I thought you were like trying to, like say something,
no, I'm
else.
saying it's a single woman tell. It's the single woman tell that you know a woman is single or got a husband if she got that thing going on. So my ultimate point is,
Oh wow.
okay, yeah. So see, and those kind of things keep women single.
Mm.
So
And I got
when
to be more alert.
well, and I'm just being honest, a woman with two kids, and you say that you and your child's father really weren't that serious, but you got two whole human beings.
Yeah. Well, I was more serious with him, but then again, I like kind of like just like allowed him to disrespect me and not
I can't go that path, man. You sitting there with a smoke detector beeping off, so I don't know what the hell you did either. Y'all ladies
listen. I don't
always,
want to listen, not even to play
yeah.
the victim or nothing.
And I'm
What
just
I'm
I'm just
saying?
saying. But thing is, in all seriousness, no, because ladies tend to, because I don't know his side. And
Right,
then
right.
and there's three sides to everything. But what we do know, you're 27 with two kids, and your youngest is how old?
My youngest is 8 years old.
All right, that damn smoke detector. And the thing is, realistically, most men who are marriage minded would put you in a rental category.
Mm.
You know why?
I would like to know why, actually.
Because of those two kids.
Gotcha.
Those two kids. Do you want to have any more children?
It's something that is like kind of just like on the back end. Like if I was to get married
In
and
other words,
significant,
the short answer.
no,
I'm going to come up with a word because one of my friends calls it bee babble. I don't want to call it that, but it's woman babble. The answer is no. I don't want to have another kid. I already got two kids, and that's enough.
that's right.
So a man meeting you doesn't even get a kid. All he does is he becomes a stepfather. Is there?
Well, I'm willing to
Hold on,
like,
hold on. Before you say that, I
sure.
need you take yours not with you and your children. Okay, this is a question in general. Okay,
Okay.
is there any honor in being a stepfather these days?
To be honest, it all depends on the individual's core values.
I get so sick of you ladies doing this stuff. Everything is always, it depends and it's individual. It's not always individual. I asked you a general question,
Hmm.
a general question. And when you guys, ladies don't want to say no,
Okay, yes, if they're a good individual, like a good role model person, right? Or, but then again,
for the men out here working around, what do men see that happens to men who marry women with children? Do men see men who are currently stepfathers being honored, being praised, being spoken of highly, being given adoration, massive respect by the women, the community, the
yes,
society,
that my brother is a perfect
the
example.
world? Where do you see this? Because the men don't see this.
My brother, he recently, well, he's been married for like about like 5, 6 years now.
Uh-huh,
The woman, she had 4 children, and then
uh-huh,
she gave him a daughter, and he's been, taking care of the household, taking care of all the
uh-huh,
kids as his.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
And yeah, I totally respect that.
No, no, no. I said the world,
The
the
world,
the
so
country.
the world probably not. No,
Okay,
most people would be like, no, that's not your kid. So you
so,
don't.
so, so, as a woman with two children, don't you think it would be important to know what a man would be signing up for? When I was coming up, men who married women with children got additional benefits in the world. They got praised. Today, men don't get praised. Today, let's have a point. Do you have $2?
I do, yeah.
If you married a man, could he discipline your children like they're his own?
Yes.
And if that involved corporal punishment, meaning a whooping, he could do that too.
I would be Take
Here comes the beatboxing.
No, I would not allow the beatboxer. No.
No, 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 no. He can or he could not corporally punish your daughter.
Corporately, you said?
Corporal.
Cor-
If she needed a whooping, could he give her a whooping?
At this moment in time, no, I wouldn't feel
Thank
comfortable.
you. Thank you. See, that's what I mean. You ladies want men to come in and step in and be fathers, and they don't even get to do father stuff.
Mm.
There is no honor in being a stepfather today, man.
I get where you're coming from with that too, because I see like, a conflict of interest there because it's like if you're married, if you're choosing to marry a man, right, and then you have children, he should have the say so to discipline those kids because he has to live with the children.
That's what should be, but that's not what happens. You
It's
just said it. That's just what you just said. A
right.
man couldn't do that. So when I asked you, rent or own, you said, I got to get myself together money and this other stuff. Men care about money after the other stuff is in place. You want a man that you would deal with at best would be a stepfather. And his hands will be tied behind his back because he couldn't even raise the children to do what he needs to. And he wouldn't get a child. So what's the advantage of marrying? What's the advantage of owning a woman in your position? I
Yeah,
can't get a kid, and I at best I can be the kid's friend. I can't parent them, but I got to pay for them like they're my own.
hmm. So I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what I could have to offer like a man, is that I have stuff, you know,
Execute Order
I'm
66.
not looking at, the other man's like bank account as if it's my own. I don't, if it's not in my bank account, then, that doesn't have anything to do with me. And I feel like I'm a very equal person. I compromise, I'm considerate, and I'm able to, look at the bigger picture. And sometimes, and because I'm not perfect, so I'm able to see when I'm being wrong, and I'm
Does
acknowledge
what you
that.
bring? Does what you bring to the table? Do you think it balances out the amount of investment and risk a man must bring to the table?
Absolutely.
Really,
Yes.
a man must deal with you, and he does not get a lineage. His line is forever ended. He can't have any. He won't get any children from you. That's
Well,
mass.
that's
Stop.
well, I said speaking for me
No,
specifically, I would
no,
look
no.
for a child.
You
And
don't. Okay, okay. We've already heard. We've heard.
yeah, okay.
We can't. You can't go back.
Okay, so let's move forward.
No. You see. This is what's becoming a single mother. When you ladies become single mothers, you do it the wrong way, and it's so hard. It's so stressful that there's no real joy in being a parent.
Hmm.
What men coming in is to relieve stress. And that ain't our role. We want a family. So a man would come in and have to do stuff. He'd have to be a stepfather and a husband. And like I said, he couldn't even really have full authority over children like they were his biological children. Because if you had a biological child with a man, you couldn't stop him from disciplining his own child.
That's right.
So you say the things you would bring to the table would balance all this significant risk. I don't know how you say that when a man could go out and find a woman who has no children and is willing to have children,
Absolutely.
and they bring the same things that you say to the table.
Hmm. Right.
What would be a better investment for a man?
So I really can't speak for a man because I'm a woman, and
And
like
that's
with
the
me as
problem.
as a
That's the say
single
stop, stop,
mother,
stop, 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 stop right
as a
there.
single mother,
No, 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 no. And
I want
that's
to.
the no, that's the problem. Because you ladies always think about it from your standpoint. I
Mhm.
can't speak for a man. Well, you and other ladies need to take this lesson. Until you can start thinking from a man's standpoint and speaking from a man's standpoint, you can't have a man.
I
It's
agree.
always from y'all standpoint.
No, I
So
totally agree.
instead of so unfortunately, do you recognize you may have put yourself in a position to where you just don't get a man, a husband?
I do recognize that. Absolutely. Because
Okay.
yeah.
So if you don't get a husband, what does life look like at 60 years old?
What does life look like that 60 years old? I don't really know what my sex drive will be at that time. But you know, it looked like a lot of traveling, enjoying life, being creative, you know, being social settings, being around like-minded people, you
What do you do for a living?
know.
What do you do for a living?
Right. So I recently became an independent financial professional, and I've been.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? That means that I'm able to help families by providing them with.
Okay, man. Let's. Okay, I'm a very smart man, and I know when I hear bullshit. Is it Primerica or something like that?
No.
Okay. Do you have your life, health, 63?
Yes, I have my life.
Your life. Who do you sell life insurance for?
I don't. I sell life insurance for myself. So,
Right. So you're not. So you're non-captive.
yep, I'm a non-captive agent.
Right. And the upper earning potential on that is what?
It can be very well if you're willing to put in.
Yeah, ma'am. You know, I know what you're talking about. So let's not play.
I'm not playing.
What state do you live in?
I live in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, right. And how long have you been in this independent financial professional?
I'm sorry.
How long have you been this independent financial professional?
I just started a few months ago,
Right.
actually.
And what did you do before that for a living?
I worked in property management for public housing.
Okay. So you worked for public housing? So for the state?
I still do. I
So for
still
the
do.
state? So for the state?
I work for, yeah, state, federal.
Were you on salary?
No.
Hourly?
Yes.
About what's the most you've ever made an hour?
The most I've ever made,
Hourly.
25.
25. So I have a little model that I use. That if a woman in roughly your position makes $50,000 a year, $25 an hour, single with no children, and she makes that money from age 25 to age 65, and every year she gets a 3% raise for inflation for 40 years, and for every month she invests $200 into her savings. That woman at age 65, and if she had a life expectancy to 85, she would have a $750,000 shortfall in her retirement. That's a woman with no children. You've got two. So, presuming no husband and earnings roughly what you're making now, are you going to have your $2.4 million needed to live from 65 to 85? 2.5 million cash at 65 years old.
That's the goal.
How are you going to do that? How much money do you think you'll need to make annually? And how much money do
To
how much?
to have 2 million, 2 point, what was the amount?
2.4 million because you're 27,
2
right?
point, 2.4
Because
million.
you're 27 right now, right?
I'm 27 right now.
So
So
you got
I would
38
need
years.
to,
You have
I would need
38
to pull
years
up the
old.
calendar.
You got 38 years, and you
Right.
got two kids.
Yep. So 2.8 million, how, a year you said, or just in general for retirement?
You're going to need, okay, if you cannot work after 65, you're going to need that money.
The life expectancy, wait, okay,
Life expectancy is 85.
All right, so so 60, so 85 minus 65, whatever that number is.
20 years. You
20
got to
years.
live for 20 years. And you need that
Okay.
money at
And then
65.
time, so 20, right? And then, so you said 2.4 million, so I would have to divide that by 20 to find out how much that is annually to then get one amount.
That's about $200,000 a year.
Oh, $200,000 a year?
Ma'am, you don't make enough money to you don't see
At this moment in time, I do
but
not.
no, ma'am. And that's the thing. That's the thing. There's not at this moment in time. You didn't go to college, so you don't have
You
those kind of.
always need college to be successful.
See, and this is what I mean, people. This is when they start to go off the rails because the math starts to defeat you.
Okay.
Look,
All right, I'll let you finish.
I've already finished. You're not going to have it. A single woman, most women cannot survive, especially a woman with two kids. This is why women in your position go for these entrepreneurial things. And I don't know how long you watch my show. It's usually some sort of insurance, healthcare, real estate, or business owner, things that are undefined.
Right.
Versus if you're going to an accountant, what the bottom line is, man, the average woman, the average black woman in this country, 74% of you earn less than $50,000 a year. You don't earn that kind of money. And ma'am, let's be real. You're not going to be earning $200,000.
Well, my
You're
people
not
don't want
going
to
to
work
be
like
earning, you're
that.
not going to, you don't go from making $50,000 a year to 200 plus, and at 200,000, that means no kids. You still got kids.
That's okay, but anything worth having, you have to work
See,
hard for
they don't
something.
get, no, ma'am, you're just
Absolutely,
talking.
because
You're
I
just
can tell
talking.
I'm just talking.
Ma'am, you're just talking. At 65 years old.
To you, it might be seem that way, but
No, I'm asking, okay, do you have over $25,000 cash?
no, I do not. I have somewhat close to that.
But that's the point, ma'am. This is just basic retirement and financial planning.
Hmm.
You don't save your way. You earn and invest your way, and you can't do it as a
Right, you
single
gotta
woman.
earn
Be
more
quiet.
money.
You can't earn more money because you don't have the skills. What kind of professions pay women $200,000 or more?
If the professions in the financial industry.
That's bullshit.
No, it's not.
What profession in the financial industry?
As an independent financial professional.
That that's not true. The average woman doesn't make $200,000 in financial
Oh yeah,
services.
no, not the average woman.
Well,
Absolutely.
ma'am, so you have to look at the average.
Okay, so we're talking average. We're
I'm
talking
talking
the
about
masses.
you. I'm talking about you, lady who was a
Yes,
property management.
and I'm
I'm
not
talking about you. Yes, you are, ma'am. You're 27 with two kids and you were a property manager at a project.
the listen, that can seem basic, but that's just like my part of my
See, I want you to understand that this is when they get, that's why I don't like my show. You're two kids, unmarried, a couple of years of college, and you were a property manager at a project. And it's not like you could just say, I'm going to go back to law school. This is why I say they pick professions that sound grandiose. Real estate.
I could go back to nursing.
Oh, but you don't make $200,000 as a nurse.
You don't. It's true. But
And
no,
you and ma'am,
I
do you not understand that? Why do you not understand that I know what I'm talking about? So when you started talking this financial planning stuff, I went directly to the holes because I know that's why they come at black women and the black community with Primerica and this multi-level marketing stuff. Because, man, do you realize how many women and men in this country every day sign up to get their life, their health, they're 60, they're 63? But you got Allstate, State Farm, farmers, and they got agencies left and right and blah, blah, blah. You got one person that's the top earner, and the average person makes $30,000 a year. 30,000. You got a warm network to sell to. You have not spent the last 10 years developing a book of business to go sell financial products. Most people aren't going to sit down and listen to you to talk to you and invest their money because they're going to look at you and say, how are you living? They're not going to just trust you to do that. People with
and
money.
with that can come, like I can
No,
build
it
myself
can't.
up. It
It,
can, absolutely it can.
okay, and this is
I
what
feel
I
like I
mean.
can
This
touch
is the
on this.
manifestation madness. This is what I mean. What's the probability of you earning $200,000 a year over? What's the probability?
So the probability in my current position that I am now, based like compared to other women in my same
I'm asking,
area,
I'm asking the
that it's
probability of
very
you
low.
earning this, and what's the probability of you earning it? Out of 100%, what's the probability?
The probability, I'd say like 70 to 80%.
Holy shit.
Yes. I listen,
And
I
nine
pride
percent of
myself and growing.
9% of black women earn more than $75,000 a year. And you're a high school graduate, and you think just because you found financial services, you have a 70 to 80% chance of earning in the top 1/10 of 1% of female earners. This is why our community is dying, because these women have been told they can go manifest and they don't need a man. But let me ask you, I don't want to get down. I want you to listen to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Let's just do it the way that I'm talking about.
Okay.
At 65 years old, and and you can't work anymore. No one's going to hire you. You can't go earn another dime. And if you live to be 85 years old and you don't make the number like most people, who's going to take care of you?
Um, I would hope my kids would help me out, but
That's fucked up.
it's so fucked up. But you know what? In this moment in time, I'm single.
That's fucked up. And this
You
is why
know,
I do what I do. Because ma'am, your children deserve to live their own lives.
and they will.
No, ma'am, they can't, because if you have two daughters and they're married, don't you
That's
think that,
the first.
excuse me, don't you think those men that marry your daughters and go off and start their own families, they don't want to be burdened with your elder care
They do.
because you did not plan it? See, this is what I
But I'm
mean.
saying,
Women have children as a security measure. In places they don't talk about, these children are the retirement plan because
yeah,
they don't make it because, ma'am, you did not decide to go to college or to get some sort of skill, to get a profession, to put yourself in the kind of lifestyle you're talking about. You did not make that choice.
not
And
yet.
now at almost 30 years old, you think you can just go too far. See, if people honestly will, if people this is why I did this broadcast about Needy Nelly. University of Southern California, targeted USC targeted women with a $115,000 online social work course. Targeted them, $115,000 in debt for a job that paid $48,000.
That's how.
Ma'am, what you do right now, the average is $30,000 a year, not 200. Ma'am, listen. In order for what you're saying to work, you have to be the one person that wins. You are not sitting around 10, 15, 20 women in Rhode Island who are averaging $200,000. They're not. Your team, your group. How much does your VP make?
My VP, he's at like 750,000 now.
Have
Well,
you
he's my executive. He's my executive. So
uh-huh,
work for
exact,
one,
and how much does your manager make?
my manager makes about like 65,000.
Thank you. See, I know too much about this.
No, absolutely. No, listen,
So, ma'am,
that is usually
so bottom line is what you're doing. What you're talking about,
familiar with.
you, so what you're talking about, you have to become a top 0.1% female earner. That means you have to go out into the world and compete with people who are selling for Merrill Lynch, Goldman Sachs, Fidelity, and then all the
Can I
major
interrupt
houses.
real quick?
Hold on,
Okay, I'll let you.
because the bottom line is, ma'am, you got to go compete against everybody selling these financial products, and you're an independent with no network and no marketing.
But
These
let's
you
be
don't
honest.
do. No, you need to do.
No, no,
No,
no. But all right. So the companies that
stop,
you just named,
stop,
but can you
stop,
just stop for
stop.
a second?
No, stop. I'm
All right.
not
So
done.
okay,
Stop.
I'll let you finish. But is this
Do
information gonna benefit us?
do you know any people
Mm-hmm.
with $250,000 or more to invest?
I do not at the time.
Then where are you going to get potential clients?
I have to start getting myself around more like-minded people. Start,
And this is why I get so upset, because I'm a 20-year salesperson and I understand what it means to build a network. And they tell you, ladies, that just because you have this license and you can sell it, that it happens. It doesn't.
yeah, it's not gonna happen overnight.
It's
And
not going to
I,
happen.
so I'm like, I've learned that the delayed gratification. It's not,
It's not going to happen.
it's not gonna happen overnight.
It's not going to happen, period.
5 to 10 years, but it's going to happen because I'm going to work for that.
People with money invest with competent people. They
Right.
keep it incestuous. They don't go take a risk on ma'am, I'm telling you how people with money move. I know what I'm talking about.
I know. No,
You say it's going to happen. In order for it to happen, you have to sell to the market. The market. When someone calls in and says, I'm with Merrill Lynch, I'm with Goldman Sachs, I'm Fidelity, You are saying, I'm with Miscellaneous Chicken Rhode Island Independent. They're going to say,
I'm with World Financial Group.
World Financial Group. Okay. And who is that compared to Goldman Sachs, Merrill, and all these other things? And then they go and say, okay, cool. They're not even taking your call. Have you made one solicitation call? Have you called one person to try to book an appointment?
No, I've just reached out to people.
Thank you. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. In order to get
So I have
business,
like over 50.
I'm talking to the audience. This is why it is so important for me to talk about this. Somebody who sold $45 million worth of products and services. Somebody who had the licenses. And I'm an exceptional salesperson. And I got out of that business because I saw the scam. I took some of the things, but the difference is I had built a 20-year career that I can actually book on.
How are you now?
Ma'am, you don't have the skills.
So how old are you now?
You don't have the skills. Selling is a skill. Where did you go to learn how to prospect?
Through my executive, and I've also
In other words, you did not go to what sales school, what sales philosophy, what's your underlying sales theory?
paid for a next level academy where I got to listen to really high
So next level academy, you listened to it. You didn't go to sit down and coursework.
I did.
Ma'am, when I worked for AT&T, I was in training for 1 entire year. When I worked for MCI, I was in training for 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone through Dale Carnegie, Zig Ziglar. I have over 6 million.
And the funny thing is,
excuse me, but the thing is, you don't even know what I'm talking about. I have $6 million worth of training in me before I even hit the field. What they do is they bring these women in here and they get them to, just like go to Boiler Room, go to the movie Boiler Room and look at the Giovanni Ribisi character. They get them to get these, their licenses. They pay them pennies on a dollar. And then they basically book you in like sweatshops.
Can I tell you about the business I'm in though?
I know the industry. And what they do is they get in people like this and they sell them. No, I know the industry better than you. You ain't been in but a year.
Sometimes advisors.
No. You haven't sold a damn. You haven't sold a damn thing. You haven't sold a damn thing. You haven't prospected shit. So I want you to understand something. This is and why are we here? Because this is how delusional modern women have become, and they believe these lies. Ma'am, why are we here? Why are we here? Why are we here? Why are we here? Because at the end of the day, because instead of taking, because at the end of the day, you're going to go through life living like this. You're not going to have the money. You're not going to have the money.
Top 25.
You're not going to have the money. This woman, the most money this money made in 1 year is the most money this woman made in 1 year was $50,000, and she thinks she's going to go from $50,000 as a property manager, a respectable middle income career that most people says I have this low end, this high end. That's the cap on my life, please.
So much.
And most people say, I don't make enough to get through life on my own. That's why other cultures be quiet or I'll get you out of here.
Okay.
Because you don't need to be talking to nobody about shit.
Actually, I do.
No, you don't. You're 27 with 2 kids. You weren't even smart enough to make you said the baby just came and I wasn't even in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's enough to disqualify you from that's enough to disqualify you from serious consideration already. You think somebody's gonna let you be a financial planner? You can't even be a goddamn womb planner.
Well, I was young and dumb,
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
So who's gonna invest their money with somebody who's young and dumb? Mm-hmm. See, and this lesson is going to get taught whether you like it or not, because this is what gets this is what gets marketed to these women, because it's like, why don't average women get with average men? Because they think there's a pot of gold out there for them through manifestation and doing it on their own, when every other race of women know they need to stay with their men. So they can have their men's family and their family. So they can have an extended network to where when they're average, that somehow the extended family can make it work. But no, we got a bunch of baby mamas having kids
I'm not your
And
average
then,
baby mama.
yeah,
I'm a mother.
average earning baby mamas having kids with no plans and no mindset to even understand long-term financial planning. So it gets to the point to where at the end of the day, when you end up making exactly in line with what your skill sets are, what you've earned, and you don't have enough money, your kids got to take care of the shortfall. That means your kids got to stop investing in their kids' future. Your
Yeah,
kids
that
got
was
to
worst
stop it.
case
No,
scenario.
your kid. That's the real case scenario. What did your mother leave you?
She nothing much because no one
Thank
taught my
you.
mother.
Thank
So
you.
that's where I'm trying to make the change.
You
Because
can you
Merrill
can't
Lynch and
you
all those
can't make a
companies, they only
change.
talk to people
You
with
can't
money.
make a change with no
You know,
money.
there's not a lot of
You
financial
can't make a
education
change with no
available. So that's
money.
what I'm trying to do.
You can't make a change with no money. You have no money to invest.
Nah.
Ma'am, in order for this to work, you need to basically hit the lottery. Because in order for this to work, you got to admit, you have to get out and go to the open market and close business consistently to earn
Yes. I'm
200.
working to be a closer.
Listen, ma'am, please. You have to get out into the market and earn the money to make $200,000 consistently over 10 years. 10 years minimum.
It's gonna be a lot of hard work, but I'm ready for it. I'm 27. I got in 10 years I'll be 37, and then in 20 years I'll be 47. Right? So I'll have by that 20 years. That give me like a lot of time to have built a huge mindset, like a huge skill set. You got to start somewhere, and thank God I started now rather than later. Looking into things that people don't usually look into. And I know you mentioned the Merrill Lynch and all that other stuff, but me, I'm not charging people. I'm not doing sales taxes. Tactics. I am educating families and helping them make more informed decisions on finances.
We're we gonna refer this conversation. What if I do? It's a lot of people who Little Dirk. I mean, even though he's a rapper, he's just gonna go get his high school diploma. You can obtain great success and wealth without going to school or working a job. Honestly, name a job. Name one job that I can work with a degree that will bring me more than $5 million a year.
So you
please be quiet.
Okay. I'll let her finish. I'm gonna agree with everything she's saying. That's not me.
I want to build generational wealth, and I'm not going to do that really working for somebody else. I have to have different streams of income. You know this. You don't just have one job. That's why even when you were 26, you had two. You understand? Dangerous minds.
Yeah. See, you think you're unique, ma'am, and I have dozens and dozens of women saying the same thing you do. Ma'am, at the end of the day, you were a property manager for I'm going to call it project. I don't know what it is. I'm not trying
A
to be
family
insulting.
development. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I
whatever
said.
it
Are you
is.
trying to
But
insult? Are you trying to help?
but I
Like,
don't care what I
what's your
don't care what
standpoint?
I don't care about your feelings. I care that you get the lesson. The
Yes.
bottom line is, ma'am, you did that job because that was the most money you could make with your skill sets. In this world, competence gets compensated. And Primerica, I want you people to go understand how Primerica and companies like this with multi-level marketing, and I got nice things to say about Primerica.
I'm not with Primerica.
Excuse me, I got nice things to say about Primerica for people who have a basis in business. But far too often, people go in and they get told that they can go from being hairdressers, barbers, regular average high school graduate people to these high level insurance and financial planners. And you all talk this, I'm going to sell people family planning and this and that and da da da. And I need you to understand the first thing people look at before they invest their money, they look at what you're doing. They say, who am I going to invest my money with? They look, and now today they can run all kind of background checks. Now all I have to do is say 27 years old, 2 kids, da da da. You don't even have, why would somebody let you invest the money until you can
Oh,
show
I'm not
that you've
investing
done it?
nobody's money.
That's
That's
the
just you.
point. That's the point. Okay. Anyway, ma'am, do you really think? Okay, I'm not going to ask that question. Let's say, God forbid. Let's just say, God forbid, that, let's just say your kids were called home to glory. They're not here, okay? And you reach 65 years old. And despite your best efforts, you still fall into the category of having a shortfall in your retirement of $700,000, even $500,000. And you can't work no more. There's no government assistance. There is no social security.
I'm sure
There's
that
no Jesus.
sounds like
And then where you gonna be?
it's either dead or dead broke.
But where you gonna live?
Based on that scenario that you said.
Where you gonna be? But dead broke, but you're still alive. Where you gonna be?
Say that again.
Dead broke, but still alive. Where you gonna be?
Probably if I'm dead broke and still alive and I don't have no family and I'm gonna be on the streets.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. That's right. And you ladies need to start understanding that that is what is happening to you ladies right now. And it doesn't matter whether you like how I'm saying it, dislike how I'm saying it. That is what is happening right now. I want you guys to go back to the video I put up the other day. Black women are dying, are aging and dying alone. I want you to go back to the episode I took talked about the kin gap. The kin gap, not what you want to hear, but what is.
Mm.
And I think a lot of women get upset because they're like, well, it's not going to be me. Sure, no one thinks it's going to be them.
Yeah.
No one thinks it's going to be them until it is.
90% of people at 65 will either be dead or dead broke.
Why are Black women aging and dying alone? I was probably one step away from being out here on the streets. 4 years after the market crash of 2008, her life savings and investments was gone. She was forced to sell the house that she co-owned and lived in with her mama and her aunt, who had then died.
She probably had full investments. I'm sorry.
She had very little fucking income.
Excuse me?
She had very little fucking income. You can't have investments without income.
Right. You can't, absolutely.
So where are you going to get the money to invest?
You got to make some more money.
No, where are you going to get the money to invest?
A second stream.
No, Dangerous Minds. That's what I just played for you
Are
before.
you familiar with
Ma'am, I want you to ask, when you had your first job, that's all you made was 50 grand at most. Mm-hmm. And in this job, it's commission only, right?
No, it's hourly. Oh yeah, my own business is commission.
Right. And are you working another job?
Yes.
So this is a side job.
Yes, but I'm working towards making it my main job.
And how much do you need to make at this side job to be your main job to walk away?
How much do I need to make? I need to be making about like what I'm currently making, 50,000 or more.
So you need to make $50,000 in your part-time job to replace your full-time income. I want you guys to understand this what has to happen. In her part-time, she needs to make as much money as she's making in her full-time. You'd have no sales skills, no prospecting skills. You don't work for a major name brand company, and you have to do this. Excuse me, you have to do it. I couldn't make this up. And you have to do this part-time. You bake cookies in part-time. You bake cakes in part-time. You don't make replacement full-on income in part-time except in poor people. Poor people think they can make full-time replacement income in part-time. How long do you need to make that replacement income before you're secure enough to walk away from your full-time job?
How long? I'd say like about 2 to 5 years.
2 to 5 years. So you got to work 40 hours a week in your full-time job?
35, yeah, but basically.
And then you work part-time, so you're working 60 hours from 2 to 5 years.
Well, no, not even part-time, because I work like as soon as I get on I'm like working like all day.
Yeah. And how old is your oldest child?
She's 9. She'll be 10 in December.
So in other words, you got to work full-time job and a part-time job with an 8 and a 9-year-old who still need to be raised. So this mama has to work 60 hours a week to get for 2 to 5 years to get her part-time job to replace her full-time job. Now understand this. When she has a full-time part-time job, that means she's still going to take a pay cut because she goes from making 50,000 over here to 50,000 over here. That's 100 total. That means she's making 50 over here. This job goes away. That means that full-time job, part-time job becomes a new full-time job, 100% commission. And she's still trying to raise 2 preteens. Then she has to take that $50,000 a year job and turn it into $200,000 a year, raising 2 children.
So it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's possible, you know.
And she said that she has a 70 to 80% chance of turning that 50,000 to 200 in that scenario.
Yeah.
So it's going to take 2 to 5 years to get it to 50 alone.
No, it's
Excuse me, ma'am. I
no.
asked. Yes, no, ma'am. I already asked you. I said how long it's going to take you to get to replacement income. You said 2 to 5 years. If we split the difference, call it 3.5 years. No, I already got what I need.
No, like 50,000 a year.
Three and a half.
Right?
No, I know 2 to 5 years to get to $50,000. But guess
No,
what's still
no.
happening?
I was saying
Stop.
50,000
Stop. Even if it takes 4 years, 3 years, 3.5 years, that's still 3.5 years away from your retirement. That means if it takes you 3.5 years and you have 38 years left to work, that means you will have 35 years to get that 50,000 up to 200,000. And you still got to get kids in high school, kids in college, and she got to get that 200. And if it took 3 to 5 years to get it from 0 to 50, you think you're going to get it from 50 to 200 in how many years?
Like about like 5. I'd say like about like 5 years.
So now I want you to understand. She
Like
thinks
5
she
to
can.
7.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
She thinks she can 4x her income in 5 to 7 years. I'll give you 6 years. So 10 years total. So let's just say you get it from 5 years, 3 years. So at 6 years, all right. So that means you're potentially increasing. That still means in 10 years from now, you're finally at 200,000. You're 37. You got 28 years left. Now your kids are fully in college by that time.
Mm-hmm.
You got all these expenses. You still think you're going to be able to stack away $2.4 million.
I'm pretty close to it. Like about like 1.8, 2 million. Listen,
I need you to
feel so
understand
good,
the
and I'm so
math.
And I'm getting like
need you to
millionaire
understand something.
mentorship.
I need you millionaire mentorships. I need you guys to understand this. This is what they believe. Just because you sit and look at people with money have always talked to broke women and made them. That's what makes them rich, because y'all are stupid and buy this shit. That's what makes them rich. That's why these guys make these get rich quick schemes and come to my course. That's what I told the other lady.
Quick scheme. It's not.
Your manager makes $65,000 a year.
750, and it took him
No,
about.
I said your manager, not your direct, I said your manager.
Oh, okay, yeah.
See, that's what I mean. The man who's making all the money.
And her mindset is so different.
But have you ever seen her W-2s?
No.
Have
But
you been in her house?
Have
you been in her house? I'm talking about the person that's making $750,000 a year.
Oh no, I haven't, but I do plan to go visit them in January. For,
right. So this is how it works. This is how it works. They always keep a manager who's making decent money, but the person that's making the real money comes in like boiler room, like the Ben Affleck character. They come in and they do all that stuff and they tell them, this is how it works and this and that. And they come in their good Tom Ford suit and they shine and bring watches and carry them by. And people will say, ooh, look at the trinkets. Look at what's possible. And they pump their head full of shit and then they send them out there to the sweatshop. And understand something. Even in this scenario, everything has to work exactly right. She can't get sick. She can't have a setback, nothing. No recession, no second round of coronavirus. It all has to work. And they would rather do all of this rather than make themselves fit for a mate, for a man to go through life to share the load. That's how far modern women have fallen. You'd rather,
That's your
I don't
point.
need to hear
Okay,
of them.
got it.
You would rather do all of
That
this
is your
shit
point.
because at the end of the day, they still think, well, I'll do my best, and if not, my kids will take care of me. And I'm like, damn. So somebody else.
So is
So
that like
yeah,
your product? Like you help women like become more prepared like for a man, especially like in
no,
or like
no.
so
I show
so you
men.
don't
I
help
show.
women like me? You just
No, I'm helping you. I'm helping you. I'm helping wake you up. Helping wake you up because what you're doing,
no, but I'm saying as far like with men,
what you're doing. Oh well, men are
like
men.
becoming
Stop. What I'm doing is I'm showing the world why
uh-huh.
men are not marrying. Because where are you to pick wives from? Man, 70 years ago, you would have been somebody's regular, normal wife, and y'all would have lived your middle class lifestyle, happy
Miserable.
and content.
I don't know. It's just like a like I don't know. That's like yeah.
This is a
I don't know
twice.
because like
This is
back
a
in the day,
twice
it seems
mother.
like women were like battered a lot.
This is a
Their values
twice.
weren't
I
considered.
want you to understand what the fuck she just said. This is a two-time baby mama parroting the damn feminist talking point. This is the color purple in the Black America, people. She said,
You are a trip.
no, you're a fool.
I'm not a fool.
You're a goddamn fool, is
I
what
was.
you are.
I might have
No,
been
you
foolish.
are, no,
I
you are
might have
still a
had
fool.
foolish
I want you to
ways,
understand something. This is a woman who said
but I was
back
able
then,
to
when
connect.
I'm going to hang up on you and get on because you have made
I
yourself
mean,
look
you
like,
can.
I know, because at the end of the day, I go back to my life. You go back to this thing thinking that women back then were battered and their bellies being beaten, and something and so forth. You need therapy.
You know what? Maybe I do.
You do, because this is a warped
Therapy
mentality.
isn't bad.
I know it's not, and you're raising two girls, and they're going
Mm-hmm.
to adopt your mentality because you teach the culture. And if you think that 50 to 70 years ago, women living average, normal lives were miserable,
No, yeah. Well, like
that's what you
the poor
said.
women. Yeah, poor
I
women
said middle
and
class
middle class and
people.
some middle
This
class
is what
women.
I need you, and this is why I need you guys to. I need everybody in the world to understand.
But they were depending on the men.
This is what men have to pick. No, no, don't make me cuss. You already got two kids.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to say shit about depending on the man. You've already decided to give a man the highest honor you can.
Yep.
Men aren't your problem.
All
The
right.
problem is you're raising two girls. And this poisonous mindset you have, this fantasy mindset you have, this manifest mindset you have is in our culture. And men didn't do this. What did I tell you guys where this come from?
Execute Order 66.
This was implanted by Big Mama and them in the color purple. Men are bad, get your own, blah, 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 blah.
I don't agree with that though.
But what were those women back in the day who were being so miserable? They were miserable without a man who was beating
Yeah,
on
no,
their
you know what?
belly.
I did grow up watching those
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, exactly. It's exactly what I mean. You cannot make this shit up. That's why men are choosing to rent, not own. That's why. So when you ladies get upset thinking somebody's just bashing single mothers and all this other kind of stuff, I need you to understand that's why. The default program is always when you can't get it done, blame a man. And that's a woman raising two kids, two daughters. That's a woman raising two daughters.